Hello and welcome back to the Yellow Couch. Today I'm joined by a very interesting guest. We have with us the CEO of CPS. His name is Sebastian Dietzold, and I'm very excited to learn from him today. Our topic of discussion is going to be investment and entrepreneurship. And he is a seasoned entrepreneur with some very exciting projects that are going on in real estate and beyond. So welcome, Sebastian.
Thank you. Nice
How
to
are you
be here.
doing?
Great. I love being here, you know that.
I know you do. This is going to be a good one. I can already feel it.
Yes.
So I want to just kick off by you just sharing with us a little bit. What is CPS? What do you do? Give us a little bit of an overview of the business that you have spearheaded here in Tanzania.
Yeah, so CPS is a company we founded a few years ago here in Zanzibar. Nearly 12 years nearly already now.
Wow.
And so our mission is to develop beautiful homes for people, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to build homes for people, and there's a huge demand here in Tanzania, especially, people are growing and the number of people is growing and the economy is growing and it's super exciting and we need a lot of beautiful homes. And so we are really passionate about bringing beauty and creating beauty and building houses, but we don't want to create houses only because houses are boring, stones are cold. We want to build homes and communities that people love to live in. And so we have a project in Zanzibar that we are doing something like this already, and of course we're trying to expand into mainland Tanzania, which is super exciting, and then Dar es Salaam, which we love.
Oh, amazing. So I've got to just take a step back. Why Tanzania in the first place? Where are you from originally?
Well, I'm originally from Germany, and but I had the chance to grow up a part of my youth in Tanzania.
Okay.
My parents worked here in the northern Tanzania, and I went to school in Moshi.
Okay,
and
nice.
I loved it.
Yeah.
And so when we're leaving school, and so the only thing we had in mind is let's study something quickly that allows us to come back. So that's why I chose civil engineering.
Yeah.
I'm not really so keen about civil. It was just basically to come back to Tanzania.
That was the long-term goal.
Long-term goal, yeah. And already that time. So, and then it took me roughly 15 years of studying, meeting my wife in Germany, my beautiful wife, and founding companies and family.
Yeah.
Until we decided, let's pack it up. It's time to go home.
So you packed your bags, you came to Tanzania, and you started up this company. So it was a startup.
It's basically a startup. We came with a container with some of our furniture, a little bit of a saving from selling our companies, not too much, and actually looking back, totally crazy. So Katrin just asked me just a few days ago, can you remember? What plan did we have? I don't know.
It's so bold, though. I think that is the epitome of entrepreneurship. You've got to be a little bit mad, but extremely bold to go ahead and make a move like that.
I think there's so much opportunity, and we're going to talk about that later, I think also. I think it is all about just being brave and just do the things and believe in yourself. And don't even think so much around the box. Like I love playing tennis. If I think too much about my forehand, it's always going wrong.
Got it.
If I just do it naturally,
so get out of your head,
get it out of your head, trust your guts, and just do it. The opportunities are there, right? That is not a question. And demand for a lot of things is there. More than we can.
You're right. Supply, it's a great climate for investments and.
We feel so blessed. Every morning I get up, I could kiss the ground for being here.
Wow. Oh, that's lovely to hear. Really, it is. And I want to kind of hear from you. Yes, there's trust your gut if you're someone that's wanting to. I'm thinking of people that are watching that are going, I want to follow my dream, start a business, be it a startup or try and collaborate with someone else. What are some key principles that you can share or lessons that you've learned along the way? Yes, there's trusting your instinct, but then once you got into it, what would you maybe want to have known at the start if you had that benefit to
Yes, of course. I mean, I would have loved to have known a lot of things that I know now, and I'm sure there's still a lot of things that I'm going to learn still to come. But I think the most important is really that just let fear go, right? Don't be afraid of anything. Just go for it and be yourself and be strong. Be brave, and there's no reason why we should be afraid of anything or why we shouldn't be brave. And that's also something that I'm talking a lot to my Tanzanian friends also. Let's just be brave and let's just do things. It's hard work, and don't worry about failing at all. Failing is part of the story. And it is, it's an up and down. It's a constant up and down. It's not something that, smoothly goes up like this linear curve or an exponential curve. It's just, it's up and down, and sometimes, you can't pay your salaries end of the month. Then super, you can go on a great holiday, and it's these things, and it takes time, it takes patience, and I'm not good at patience.
Yeah. So how do you maintain your positive energy? You're a super positive person. You're very, very, positive about the business, the climate, the environment, everything that's going on, even with the lows that come. How do you maintain that energy as the leader of this exciting venture?
Difficult question to reflect, but I think core is that I really love people. Yeah. I love the people. I love people around me. I love going to my office and working with these wonderful people here, and it's just, and to be working with Tanzania is a huge blessing. It's fantastic, and so I love people, and I love what you do. I think it's important that you're passionate about what you do and you love it. You don't go to work because you have to pay your bills end of the month. If that is something, a lot of people have to do that, and I sometimes pity them, but it's a different style of life, right? Yeah. And it's fine. But if you have the chance to be an entrepreneur and start your business and just do what you love, but then you have to do a lot of it. It's a lot of hours of doing what you love.
Yeah. So it's hard. You might not love it so much anymore.
It's hard work. It's hard work. And I feel the biggest challenge is always to balance then your family, your friends, your social life, and your work, right? Yeah. But in a nice way. And I think you don't have to completely separate things, but combine things, and so yes, it's we're passionate about. We love what we do, right? We love. When I drive through Fumba now, and I see these people sitting in the morning having their coffee on the terrace, or even in the evening when I leave, and you see all these lights in the apartments. That's fantastic. Building houses is something, but when you see them being inhabited, and people love living there and decorating their houses, and and I love it. I just love it.
So it's almost like your vision coming to fruition. You're seeing the reality, in real time, all of your hard work and your kind of goal for the future.
Yes, it's because we just had this beautiful handover, kind of a sad handover with this lady. She bought a house with her husband, and her husband passed away in the meantime, which was very sad. And we now did the handover, and she was so happy, right? And we made a big handover. We had a band then. We made a chauffeur, and she was so happy, and like a dream, and a life dream coming true. Yeah. And if you can be part of these stories, of these life stories, I mean,
it's back to what you were saying about community and creating communities. Yes. And I think another thing you've just said that's really important is that entrepreneurship, it's not a job, it's a lifestyle. It's you've got to have passion for it to work.
Yeah, you have to live it fully with everything.
And integrate it with your life. It's not a 9 to 5, basically.
You can't be an entrepreneur and go home and switch off.
Yeah.
That is just impossible.
So you've got to be very clear on
what it is. I have
a
notebook next to my bed. Right, I wake up at night and I have this idea, and I know if I go back to sleep, which I would love to do, I wake up in the morning, I might have forgotten it. Yeah. So I actually get up and I write it down.
Oh wow!
Right, and these kind, you dream about ideas. I see fun and amazing stuff when I go through social media, and I get ideas and I do them, but the great thing is, with entrepreneurship is that if you have a great idea, you can just do it. You don't have to ask anybody.
Exactly. You are your own boss, essentially.
Why? Yeah, you just do it. I mean, and of course, sometimes you have a board. Now I have more structured business environment and governance in our company. I used to be the king of our company. Now I'm only the CEO, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Fall from grace. No, it's a good thing.
No, but it's a good thing.
It shows your growth,
It's necessary because you can't grow at a certain point if you're just the king. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about working with family. This is not just, you're not an entrepreneur on your own. You're obviously part of the vision and starting up, but you're also working with your wife, right? And your brother, if I'm not mistaken, How does that work out? That's often a question from our viewers.
Yeah, I mean, often the question is, with my brother, I love working with him because we're very, very complementary. Things that he loves doing is not my strength, and things that I love doing, like presenting out, is not what he loves to do, so we are very complementary. Yeah. With my wife, Katrin, who is now back as a CEO in the company, it is while we both live the same style, this is both in our hearts completely, right? Yeah. And she loves working, she's the mother of 4 kids, so and the balancing that is of course a huge challenge. Super. So she's doing an amazing job, and she's balancing me in a very positive way, right? Yes. So I think it's key, and we never had, we would have a problem if we wouldn't be working together.
Yeah.
But being together all the time, I just love it.
Oh, that's lovely. That is so inspiring. I think a lot of people always aspire to find that balance, and it's not easy, but it's about knowing what's my role, what's your role, and what do we share the same vision, basically.
I mean, meeting Katrin, basically, I'm very blessed to have met her. It's not.
She is wonderful.
She's wonderful, yes. She's wonderful.
You're a lucky guy.
I know.
So let's talk vision for a second.
Yes.
Let's think about your team. Of course, this idea of coming to Tanzania and creating communities, that's something that's really close to your heart, obviously to Katrin's heart as well, as you started up together. So my question to you is, how do you instill those same values in your team and make sure that your team are kind of coming along on that journey with you?
I think it is not so hard, actually. Of course, we're getting great support from Empower. I have to say that here, and training our people and recruiting the best people. It is, of course, important that we choose when we recruit people that they fulfill our values, right? They fit to our value set, and that is very, very important and very key. But we see ourselves as we often say family, but we're growing quite a big family at the moment.
Yeah.
And I don't know what family limits are there really.
Everyone is family.
I think it is very much about that. If you as the leader, if they feel you really believe in what you're doing and you're not doing something, and then you believe in something else.
Yeah.
And if they feel you really believe what you're saying and you believe in your vision.
Yeah.
I don't think people have issues following that.
Yeah, because it's genuine.
It has to be genuine,
and
has to be very honest. And then, if they feel you're passionate, you're working hard, and you respect everybody and love everybody. Yeah. Then I think that's what makes us as a strong team.
Yeah. Definitely, and I can see that from where I'm sitting. Definitely seems like an extended family.
It is.
Genuinely.
It is, right? And I really enjoy working with every single one of them. Of course, in the growing teams, there's sometimes people who don't fit perfectly, and we have to see how we handle that, and how many chances we can give, or if we maybe have to also separate at one point. But that's part of a family game as well, right?
Yeah, that's very true.
Part of a family game.
All sometimes we grow in different directions.
Yes,
it happens.
Yes.
So I have a question going back to investment and expansion. I know you have an office in Kenya now, which is incredible. Congratulations. What is kind of your vision for the growth of the company? Is that are you gonna expand across the continent? And for other people that maybe are considering doing something similar and expanding regionally, what would be kind of your advice and guidance?
I think it is really my long-term expansion plan, which is still a bit secret, but it's not very secret, is basically sharing.
Yeah.
Right. Our expansion plan is sharing to enable more smaller, even younger, or developers to do similar things that what we are doing.
Right.
Because the market is so huge, the demand of houses is so big, right? I can give you a number. We need around 200,000. The number is not 100, but 300,000 homes a year in Tanzania
alone.
Right?
My goodness.
And we have like maybe a handful of bigger developers.
Yeah.
While Germany develops around 150, UK 180,000
per year,
and they have thousands of developers, right? So I just see the imbalance. So we are of course ready. If there's something exciting in Kenya, or there's something exciting in Rwanda, we would maybe look at that. But we are really focused on Tanzania.
Yeah.
But we're also very, very open on sharing what we have and how developments can be done. And we want to create them in a way and design developing in a way that it enables even smaller developers to do similar things to what we are doing.
Right.
At the moment, it's very complex because often it needs a lot of capital, it needs a lot of financing, it needs a lot of strong teams and knowledge. Yeah. So we want to create like an easy set of developing, and with that have a bigger outreach.
Yes.
Right? Because our vision is and mission and value is to impact.
Yes.
To obsess with impact.
Yes.
So we want to impact through expansion by enabling others.
That's wonderful. So it's kind of a social enterprise. That's my favorite. In a way.
Yeah.
I mean, you're for profit,
totally.
Right?
We're full profit, but we love social, right?
But we love social. You care for the community.
People. Yes, we love. We want to see I want to see young people grow, right?
Yeah.
And this is the big treasure of Tanzania. You have a lot of young people.
We do.
right? So let's make them grow.
Yeah, I love that. I really love that. So if you could share one kind of business trick, so to speak, or like what's your kind of, when you wake up in the morning and you're trying to get motivated and you're focusing yourself, how do you do that? Like what's your, where do you get your inspiration from? Maybe that's the question.
Well, I wake up quite early, to be very honest.
Okay.
Because I need time for
So
myself.
do all the other greats.
I need time first. Yeah, I feel stressed. I get stressed into a day if I wake up like late and then everything is already, I'm getting
You're like chasing
calls,
yourself.
I'm chasing myself into the office. That, I don't function very well like that.
So what time is early?
4:30.
You get up at 4:30. What time do you go to bed?
Well, normal. That's why I'm not losing enough weight. I just learned this morning because,
No
I
way.
sleep too little. No.
Yeah, I think we all
no, but that is so important, that time for me. So I have time. I can think about things, and I have also time to reflect. And then the day starts very slowly.
Yeah.
Right. And that I love.
Yeah.
And my team hates it because they're already getting messages at 5
They're getting
o'clock.
emails at 4 in the morning.
5 o'clock.
Some people haven't gone to bed
Right,
yet.
they hate it. But yes, so I'm trying to time them now so they not being sent out before 8. But yes, that's one of it. And I think it is that, you need functioning relationships close to you. You need a functioning relationship around you. If you are disturbed emotionally by relationships you have around you which are not good, or kind of, you have to think a lot about that. Everything that distracts you from doing what you do best, you have to try to remove that.
How? That's the $1 million question.
Well, work on your relationships.
Right.
Try to even relationships. And I have this friend. I really have to call him because there's something in between us, right?
Yeah.
So you have to start working on these and sort them out. I think that's very, very important.
So you're taking that time to reflect. When you're up at 4:30, you're reflecting on life and relationships, and then you act on.
And you act. Yes.
Yeah.
You act, and you have to work on your relationships. But it's also often, you could get up so angry in the morning because this supplier or this government office hasn't done this, and you get into this anger more and more and more. But if you think, okay, let me try to understand his perception of things, and then let me fix this. Right. And then that helps you. So because I think any emotional stress is not good for you.
It's not healthy, is it?
No,
and it's a waste of energy, actually. But I think the key thing is, how do you get out of your head?
How do you get out of it?
And how do you move forward with the solution?
I think one key element is being thankful for things, right? Yes. And I think that's very, very important. If you're thankful for things that you have.
Yes, rather than that you don't have.
Yes, I think that helps a lot.
That's very sound advice. Gratitude. You heard it here. So, Sebastian, I'm going to ask you some questions that are outside of our topic just to get to know you a little deeper. So my first question is, what were you like as a kid? Were you a naughty child, or were you well behaved? What was your nickname?
Well,
let's go to when you were like 10.
10. I grew up in a very, very, very small village.
Okay.
Right? And we were like the foreigners in that village because my parents moved there because my father is a pastor, Lutheran church pastor. So he was moved to that village, and remember, so he comes as a pastor in the village that is very small, like 100 inhabitants.
Wow.
And the rest are like farmers. And that village being so close to the, to the eastern-western border between east and west, the big conflicts in Europe and Germany. That we were highly patrolled and security and blah, 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 blah,
Wow.
And so we lived in an environment that was very protected, very strange. I felt, I think I was rather quiet, right?
I can't imagine.
But we love to play outside. We were out playing the whole time. We did a lot of naughty things. I remember that I had to go to quite a few villages and apologize for things that I shouldn't have done in their garden, or in their shamba, right? Or cutting trees somewhere which we shouldn't have. No, that for sure. But yes, so tiny village and a tiny school and a very small community, and basically growing up with 10 not, but later knowing that we were not allowed to travel at that time. We were in East Germany.
So
we were bound to stick there. And I was not, my parents weren't politically involved as pastors. That's why I wouldn't have been allowed to study even university. So, and then a lot of things change. I mean, what has changed in my life since I started there is incredible, right?
Yeah.
A lot of history.
You've kind of created more and more communities that are like...
So that's what I'm saying, you know, anybody, even if you come from the tiniest village, and there's opportunity, right?
It's very inspiring, and it almost kind of, you know, making that leap from where you came from to what you're doing now, it's like exponential growth. I would have
never believed that.
No.
No.
And when did you first plant the seed in your mind of, I want to start to create communities around the world? How did that come about?
I think it really happened a little bit when we moved back the first time to Germany.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of friends here in Tanzania who were looking at that time in Arusha and Moshi, in Mwanza, who were looking for accommodation.
Yes.
And also some of our you know, even the maids working in our house and having a baby, and they got ripped off, and the prices were crazy. And then I looked at Dar es Salaam and I saw, you know, we have very much. Some places are more expensive than most expensive places in London.
Yes.
Right? Yes. And at the same time, but our GDP is much lower, right? And there's only a few people who can afford it. So I thought there must be a huge gap.
Yeah.
There must be a huge gap of quality, affordable housing.
Yes.
For normal people like me and you, right?
Yes.
And that gap is massive still now.
Spoken like a true entrepreneur. You saw the problem and you're solving it. Love it. So, Sebastian, this is quite a deep question. Mm-hmm. What would you like your legacy to be?
I would love to have a company that is run by Tanzanians and is growing even after I left.
Yeah.
Right?
That's amazing. So the
and
dream
I want
continues.
So the CPS company, which was called Sebastian and then Katrin and Tobias, and has to evolve. We're building a company and we want to build a management that can run the company after us. Our children have a chance to work in this company, but like everybody else, they have to qualify, they have to go through the steps.
Yeah.
And I might be sitting in a board one day, but I want this company to succeed.
Yeah.
And be a strong developer that inspires and supports a lot of other developers in Tanzania.
Yes.
Doing the same thing.
So it's communities everywhere. The people that are living in the houses, but also the people that are building them.
Yes.
Your team is expanding.
Yes.
Wonderful. Love the vision. So Sebastian, I'm going to give you the final word. Is there anything that you really want to kind of leave our viewers with? A little nugget of wisdom that you might have, although you've already shared plenty, or food for thought?
I think yes. You know, one book inspired me a lot. It's called Africa Rising. Before I came to Tanzania, and I read it in Germany. It's written by a marketing professor from the University of Massachusetts. Mm-hmm. And he just writes about opportunities.
Yeah.
And there's so much opportunity in Tanzania. There's so much opportunity in East Africa. There's so much opportunity in this world today, right? Yeah. And I can just, if you feel like you really want to work on something and you're passionate about something, then follow that path, right? But know that you have to go through heights and depth.
Yeah.
And you have to just keep on walking, right? You know, that's why in this book, you know why Johnny Walker so are we allowed to do that?
Yeah.
Johnny Walker is working so well because of their tagline.
Keep on walking. Yeah.
Because it's such an African thing.
Yeah.
Right? You see in Nairobi, center of Nairobi, and a big tower was keep on walking. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
You have to keep on walking. Don't stop, even though it's very tough sometimes. And there's periods there's drought and you don't have anything, and you're thinking, oh, do I get through this? Don't stop believing in yourself and just keep on walking.
Wonderful. So life is not like this. It's not a straight line. You're going to have all these bumps in the road.
It's totally normal.
But the highs are as good as, or as powerful as the lows, I guess.
Yes.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming to the Yellow Couch. It's been great to chat. We could chat for another few hours, no doubt. Really appreciate you making the time. I hope you enjoyed our conversation today. Please do comment and share your views on our topic today. And also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at empowerlimited. You can also follow us on all our socials. We are on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter at empowerlimited. And please, of course, visit our website at www.empower.co.tz. Thank you so much and see you next time.
Thank you.